Hey guys, welcome to Fishing in the Midwest. Today I'll be filling in some requests that YouTubers have asked me and asked me to make a video. They didn't specifically ask me to make a video, but I've decided to make some. I'm not going to say any names in general, but I know a lot of people have been asking me how do I organize my tackle? What do I have in my tackle box? So today I'm going to show you how I do that, and I'm also going to show you my new reel. I know that I showed you the box, but I never really showed you the actual reel. So I apologize for that, and I'm also going to answer a couple other questions. So right here, I've got my tackle box, and we're going to take a look inside. Okay, as you can see, I've got a ugly stick tackle bag, which is fairly big enough to fit a lot of tackle boxes in. This is primarily my bass and crappie plastic kit. Or plastic bag. I've got some crankbaits right there and some jigs right here. Primarily some slow baits besides the crankbaits. I got my spinnerbaits in another box and everything else like that. So anyways, let's begin. I've labeled each and every single one of my boxes. These ones are upside down, that's why they're not labeled. I've labeled them all so I know which ones to get in there and pull up. The majority of my tackle boxes have little handles just to lift them up out of there. Really convenient, and it helps when you're fishing. Let's start off with the craws. I don't have a lot of craws, but the stuff that I do have is pretty good, and I can trust. Okay, so right here, I've got some Southern Pro tackles right here. I've got some Berkleys, some Gary Yamamoto's, along with some Berkleys right here. These things are pretty nice. I've had a lot of luck with these, and some more Southern Pro. Again, I put them in here because it's more convenient versus opening up a bag and putting that bag back into my worm wallet, which can be, difficult and time-consuming. Let's go into the grubs. Here are all my grubs and extra packs of worms. I've got some hybrid worm / grubs right here. Some Aqua Glows, the older version of Aqua Glows, which were given to me by a pro tournament fisherman. Some Fat Alberts. Some Berkleys, and all right in here are a bunch of Strike King shot grisbees, and here's some beaver baits, which are both shot grisbees. This one looks like a June bug color. It's got some worms in here, some Aqua Glows. I love the Aqua Glows. In the summertime when there's a cold front, I pull out the Aqua Glows because they're small, and they can really get those fish biting. I usually shaky head rig them versus drop shot, which is mainly what they're for, drop shot rigging. So there's my grubs and miscellaneous worms. Here is my tube kit. All different types of tubes and colors. Some more tubes and miscellaneous worms. I've got some topwater worms right here. These ones actually Berkeley heavy worms, but I decided to put them in here. Below that are topwater. Some Yum tubes, some LPTs. I believe there's a Bass Pro Shop tubes, rib tubes. These are just random hand pours. I've got some crappie baits in here, some Southern Pro, some Lodge Outfitters, paddle bugs, great stuff for crappie. As you can see, the majority of these are out of the package, making it easier for me to get in my tackle box and pull it out, and then put it back in once I'm all done. And this is what you really need when you're fishing tournaments. Okay, crankbaits. I got my deep crankbaits in here, my solid deep crankbaits, my longer crankbaits that dive really deep. I've got some lipless in there, some topwater, not counting this thing. I don't know why that's there. That's just a shallow water crank, little baby bass color. This is the head and shallow cranks, stick baits, and bluegill crappie baits, crankbaits as well. Not that many, not that very organized, but it does. I don't do a lot of crankbait fishing. Usually in the summertime I do it, but not in the wintertime and the spring. Here's the majority of my worms, which I need to stock up on a little. Got my Berkleys right here. They smell great. Literally, they smell good. I love the smell of these worms right here. It's about 7-8 inches, 7.5 inches. 7-inch power worms. Berkeley. I'm a big Berkeley guy. Pretty nice stuff. Shaky head rig and those are incredible. Some lizards, different colors, dark pumpkin seed, light pumpkin seed, green pumpkin seed. Some, not Gary Yamamoto Senkos, but these are Strike King Senko style worms with paddles, and below that are the ones without paddles. Find that the paddles work good in the summertime. Some small finesse worms. That's the one I caught the bass on. And some little tiny 4-inch power grubs. And I've got my mini tiny Gary Yamamoto Senkos. These things are great for crappie and small bass. Strike King, also Strike King shaky head rig and worms. So my worms, and this is my miscellaneous bait. Anything that's kind of been laying out for a while and I don't know where to put, I put in here. As you can see, I also buy a lot of the tackle boxes with kind of a elevated side, front panel. So when I put it down in there, it doesn't squish any tails. Like if that was sitting up, that's not going to squish it because it's elevated. Anyways, here's some, I believe these are Yum Riverside tubes, some Slurpees. I don't use a lot of Slurpees. I got them in there though. Some Berkeleys, a lot of Berkeleys in there. Some baits that Matt sent me. And below that is some walleye hunters. Some more of these guys, the Southern Pros. These things are pretty nice. $6 for a pack of 50. That's why I have so many of them. Some miscellaneous tubes, some paddle worms, pretty cool stuff with little paddles in the back. And below that, I believe, are some more tubes, some rib tubes, and a bunch of miscellaneous crappie baits. Time for the miscellaneous hooks. Drop shot rig hooks in there, some smaller walleye hooks. So I think I got a couple size 6 in here, which seem kind of small, but it's pretty nice. Some drop shot weights. I'm not a big drop shot fisherman, so I don't have that much in there. You know, red hooks, laser eyes. I don't really use these colors. They're just kind of there. Jigs and other hooks. Got some white booyah jigs, all messed up there because the areas I fish are extremely rocky. And that really doesn't do much. It doesn't keep the fish from biting your lure. It just kind of happens. Spro topwater frog, I don't know why I have that in there. Just random baits. Just a little weedless worm guard. Good for tubes and grubs. Some bullet weights, thin red hooks. I got some screw-on hooks right over there. Some jigs. I believe this is a peanut butter and jelly. Again, all rusted up there. Got a Yum on the back of that. Pretty good stuff. Pretty killer stuff. And I got some of my baits that I've hand poured in there. Rage tails. Stuff actually works pretty good in the summertime. And post-spawn bass fishing as well. Some Zoom trick worms, June bug color, some more Zoom trick worms. Things are actually pretty deadly if you wacky rig these. You know, you're going for a big bass when you wacky rig these guys. It looks pretty nice in the water, believe it or not. A lot of people disagree with that, but I like wacky rigging them. You should too. Some more of these craws. Like I said, I've got hundreds of these craws all over the place just because they're so inexpensive and they work great. So that's about it. I've got my pliers in here, you know, the boring stuff. I got a measuring stick in there. Hope you guys enjoyed this quick episode of Fishing to the West. My tackle bag, excuse me, with all my tackle boxes in it. I would suggest taking all your plastics out of the bag and putting it in tackle boxes because it's going to be more accessible and you're going to have more time to fish. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Fishing to the West. Hope you guys clicked on the other links to the video so you guys can enjoy. See you guys next time.